Let me start with something uncomfortable. A few days ago, I watched a psychological movie that disturbed me deeply. Not because of violence, not because of horror, but because of how easily one person manipulated another using psychology. In the movie, a man used a simple sentence to get what he wanted. When his partner refused him, he didn't argue, he didn't force, he simply said, "You don't really love me." That one sentence changed everything. At first, she ignored it, but when he repeated it again and again, guilt slowly took over. Eventually, she said yes, not because she wanted to, but because she felt she had to prove her love. This is called the guilty trap. It works by attacking a person's emotional self-image. No one wants to feel like a bad partner. No one wants to feel selfish or unloving. So instead of forcing someone, you make them feel guilty for saying no. And here's the scary part. This trick isn't rare. It's used every single day in relationships, friendships, families, and workplaces. People end up agreeing to things they never truly wanted to do. And most of the time, they don't even realize they were manipulated.
Now let's talk about control. Most people believe they make decisions freely, but that's not entirely true. People don't choose freely. They choose from the options given to them, and whoever controls the options controls the decision. This is called the illusion of choice. Imagine you want your friend to go out with you. If you ask directly, they might refuse, but instead you say, "Should we go out and eat burgers or grab pizza?" Now they feel in control. They're choosing. But notice something important. Both choices lead to the same result. They go out with you. This trick is used everywhere. In clothing stores, a salesperson shows you two items. One is clearly positioned as the bad option and the other as the perfect choice. You feel smart for choosing, but the decision was already made for you. Big brands use this with discounts. Politicians use this with voting options. Even social media platforms use it to guide your behavior. You feel free, but you're not. You're choosing inside a box someone else designed. Here's a strange truth about the human mind. The moment you tell someone not to do something, they want to do it even more. This is called the reverse trap. Have you ever heard someone say, "Don't watch this video," and suddenly you felt curious? That's not coincidence. That's psychology. When you forbid something, the brain assumes it must be valuable or dangerous. Curiosity spikes. Resistance activates. Smart manipulators never command directly. They challenge. For example, instead of asking someone to help you, you say, "It's fine. This is probably too difficult for you anyway." Now their ego is involved. They want to prove you wrong. You never asked them to act, but they act anyway. This trick works best on people who care about pride, status, or competence. But be careful. Used wrongly, it can damage trust. Because once someone realizes they were pushed using their ego, they won't forget it. Most people think power comes from talking. Psychology says the opposite. Silence is power. Think about it. When someone yells at you, it's loud but predictable. But when someone stays silent, looks you in the eyes, and says nothing, your mind starts filling the gaps. Fear grows, guilt grows, uncertainty grows. Silence forces the other person's brain to work against itself. This is why silence is used by interrogators, negotiators, and leaders. If you want the truth from someone, don't interrogate them. Just say, "I already know what happened." Then stop talking. The silence creates pressure. Most people break it themselves. In arguments, the calm, silent person often holds more control than the loud one. When everyone is speaking, the quiet person stands out. Silence isn't weakness, it's restraint. And restraint is intimidating. The final and most dangerous trick is called emotional hijacking. This is when someone bypasses your logic and goes straight for your emotions. When emotions take control, logic shuts down. That's how people are manipulated into making extreme decisions. This happens in arguments, crowds, politics, and even violence. Instead of facts, manipulators trigger emotions: anger, fear, pride, or hatred. Once your emotions are activated, you stop thinking clearly. That's why emotional language is powerful. And that's why it's dangerous. The moment you feel suddenly angry, suddenly afraid, or suddenly offended, stop. Ask yourself one question. Who benefits from me feeling this way? Because whoever controls your emotions controls your actions. And if you don't recognize this, you don't have free will.
These were 5 dark psychological tricks that are incredibly powerful. They can help you understand people. They can protect you from manipulation. But if misused, they can destroy trust, relationships, and even yourself. Power always comes with responsibility. Use these techniques to defend yourself, not to control others. Because once you truly understand psychology, you will never see people the same way again. And that knowledge can either protect you or corrupt you. The choice is yours.